Hey, freshmen, today's lecture we're going to focus on chapter 15, which is the beginning of the United Kingdom. So, the United Kingdom, if you're looking here at our map, the United Kingdom is comprised of these four nations that make up the United Kingdom. That includes Scotland, England, Wales, and Northern Ireland. So, these three nations that are colored green, that is the country of the United Kingdom. Again, the United Kingdom is comprised of the nations of England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Okay, oftentimes we refer to this maybe as the UK. Some of us might just call it England. Some of us might just call it Britain or Great Britain. And it's kind of, again, all those refer to the same area, I'd imagine, when we're talking about it out loud. But again, this one big island here, this big green one, that is the island of Great Britain. Okay, this island itself is called Great Britain. It's the largest island in Europe. And again, it's home to three. It's home to three of the United Kingdom nations, with Northern Ireland being a part of the United Kingdom located on the island of Ireland. So focusing on England here today, and England is the most populated portion of the United Kingdom, also the largest. There you see a picture of it on the map and some of the cities and rivers and such. And England is divided into three physical regions. We have the Highlands. So the Highlands refers to this very hilly area on the western coast of England. This area is very difficult to farm, very green, rolling hills, kind of cold and dreary all the time. That is the Highlands. In the more so central part of England is what we have the Midlands, and that's kind of this area here, where you have some of your bigger cities like London, I guess, might be considered a part of it. But in this central part of England, that is where you have most of your population and the highest population density. The Midland region is also where most of the coal that can be found in England, where that is located. And again, this coal became very important because during the Industrial Revolution age, in the 18th century, 19th century as well, eventually the English will transition from using water power, from hydropower, into using coal. So keep that in mind. And then the lowlands. And the lowlands refer to the southern region of England that are closest to the English Channel. So here is the English Channel right here. It's a narrow body of water that divides, or separates, I should say, England from France. People have swam across it. Some people have even taken a train underneath it. Yes, there is a train that runs underneath the English Channel. Mr. Norman's been on it once or twice. So if you're ever curious what that was like, you can ask him. But in this lowlands region, this is home to most of England's agriculture, very fertile farmland, and pasture land as well. Now, the other thing here too about the coastal areas of England, especially the southern portion, is it's very steep, meaning like there's huge drop-offs into the North Sea. It's not at sea level. There's a drop-off. And so when we start talking about the city of London and trade and such, it becomes kind of an important thing. So London is, probably the most important city, the hub, I guess you could say, of the United Kingdom. It's the capital city of the United Kingdom as well. It's also the cultural and trade center, the most populated city, etc. And London is located on the Thames River. So if you're looking at my mouse, here's the Thames River, kind of tracing with my mouse. London is located right about here. Okay, and as you can see, it's off the coast a little ways. London is actually located about 70 miles inland, right on the Thames River. And London, over the course of history, became kind of like the trade hub, one of the busiest ports in the world. And it's not even located directly on a huge body of water. Instead, it's located on a river that is 70 miles, off the coast. And what happens is in the 1400s, 1500s, as shipbuilding improves and technology improves, ships were built so that they could come in to London. Because of the steepness and the drop off of England into the North Sea and the Celtic Sea and those areas, it would be impossible to port there and still be able to ship and have trade and that sort of thing. So the Thames River makes it possible, and the shipbuilding makes it possible for London to become a leading port city as history goes on. And with this, as London became more of a kind of an epicenter of trade, that really shifted the focus of trade from the Mediterranean Sea to the Atlantic Ocean. and really increase the power of England. So this improved relative location um, became more lucrative for the English. Lucrative in the sense of more people coming in, more trade coming in equals more dollar bills, y'all. As far as the economics of England and such, and talking about this again, looking at some of the big industries, manufacturing is huge. Does lead to some problems, as we know, can lead to pollution and things like that, but also leads to more trade. The Industrial Revolution started in England, where they started producing textiles, taking cotton and from usually from North America and making it into cloth, clothes, fabric, things of that nature, and that led to more trade. And again, a lot of these early textile mills were located on rivers, and that's because they would use hydropower to power the manufacturing, to power the machines. In time, what happens is with the discovery of coal, that makes it possible for factories to maybe move away from bodies of water, so that they didn't have to build their factory on a river or another major body of water to have their machines be able to be ran. Oil becomes more important here too. As time goes on, there was a shortage eventually of coal in England because of the use of it during the Industrial Revolution. So now a lot of things get powered with oil. That oil is drilled for offshore in the North Sea and is then used as a source of production, right? Iron ore, there's also iron ore deposits in kind of the north central area of England as well. So that's something else where you see steel plants and that kind of thing that take the iron ore and make it into steel. London, especially, some of the bigger cities have a very expanding service industry where you see more banking, you see more like business firms and kind of headquarters for business located there as well. Tourism is also a very important part of their economy. And what we're going to discuss tomorrow in our Zoom meeting is we're going to discuss Brexit. So the United Kingdom for the longest time has been a member of the European Union. The European Union is a collection of 20 or so different European nations that have things like free trade, right? They don't have tariffs on one another, and they allow people to kind of travel through freely, almost as if you were driving across the states of the United States. And what has happened is recently, within the past couple of years, Britain they held a vote. They had a referendum vote, and the United Kingdom voted to leave the European Union for a variety of reasons. Again, the United Kingdom had kind of done their own thing in some regards. But we'll talk more about that tomorrow and kind of the impact it might have on the economy in the United Kingdom.